Hey guys, welcome back to the Rums Living channel. This is a review of the Ruger p95dc. It's chambered in 9mm. Um, you're not going to find this firearm too much around currently as of 2012. You might. It might still be in the stores. You might find it at gun shows more. But predominantly, I think this has been replaced by the Ruger SR9. Um, Basically, the SR9 is just a little more upscale, a little bit thinner, a little more refined. Yeah, it's just a nicer firearm in general, but it costs more. And one of the main reasons I got this firearm, uh, well, more than one of the main, I mean, probably the main reason was the price. Um, let's see. At the show, I paid $254.99. That's a $255 9mm home protection. Because of the weight, the recoil on it is it feels like a 22 almost. It's just by far the lowest recoil of any 9mm that I've ever had the opportunity to shoot. It doesn't matter what kind of rounds I put through it too. I pretty much use Hornadays. I think they're 115 grain hollow points. I also use Independence. I think they're 124 grain. It's a little bit heavier. It doesn't matter to me because I don't carry this firearm. This is a bedside firearm. Uh, I use this for home protection. My home protection is layered, well, it's too deep. It's one pistol, being this, and a shotgun bedside. Um, I just don't like relying on just a shotgun, and I don't like carrying it around from room to room and leaving it out in one room. You know, a pistol is just more mobile, and I keep the shotgun by the bed where it belongs, and this moves out into the living room with me and goes back bedside at the end of the night. Um, I have absolute confidence in this firearm. Um, I've owned it long enough to where, well, I don't want to get into it, but let's just say that uh, firearms can save people's lives. Uh, there's a sticker at our local gun show in Virginia that say "Guns save lives." Some people laugh at that and say, "How is that possible?" Well, I can tell you for sure that through this firearm and through myself and two of my neighbors are greatly appreciative that I own this firearm and know how to use it properly. It can be the difference between saving a life or not, and I'm going to leave it at that. This is a safety decocker. Um, a lot of people are not used to this. Um, First off, the firearm has been cleared. It has been safety checked. Leave me alone on it, okay? Uh, this up is in the fire position. You can see a little red dot behind it. Your hammer can be pulled back and safely decocked with this lever. Okay? Yeah, it's loud. Yeah, it makes a sound. You know, to some people it may freak you out, but that is exactly what it's designed to do, and that's what it's there for. It's a safety decocker. And on this firearm, I like it. This is a double action. Excuse me, a double action or a single action. I think they call it double single. In the double action mode, you do have to pull back very far for it to finally break, and it's pretty hard poundage wise. So far poundage wise, it's so heavy that I carry one up in the chamber, plus the 15 here, and I carry it with the safety off, or I keep it bedside, whichever, with the safety off in a ready fire position. And the only real safety that I'm utilizing at that point, besides good habits, is this trigger is so heavy and it breaks so far back. There's no way you're going to accidentally discharge this. I mean, nearly impossible. It's a little bit heavy, but you can still use it. If you use double action on it, it comes back just a little bit of take up and a good break. I mean, approaching my 1911s, I mean, yeah, it's a nice break, and it's very accurate when used in that mode. Going back to the double action, or yeah, go ahead and show you this one more time. Safety decop. After you double action the first round, every round successant, or every round that you fire after that, will be in a single action mode. Okay? I like the setup there that way. The gun is very accurate at the range. Very accurate at, let's say, 7 to 10 yards defensive. Anybody can almost drill the bullseye with this over and over and over again. This is one of the firearms that I use to introduce new shooters. I have smaller caliber firearms, but when you incorporate the weight of this gun and the 9mm, it is the most comfortable shooting gun that I have, and it is the least intimidating for new shooters. And people like shooting it when they can hit stuff. Boy, isn't that amazing? It's it's a lot more fun to fire a gun that you can shoot very well, and the learning curve on this firearm to shoot well is almost non-existent. It's just right there natural. Uh, it has a standard pick rail on it. It's a little bit small in length. You need to be careful about what laser light or laser light combos that you add on this. It's going to have to be small, otherwise it's going to stick out a bit. The safety decocker is ambidextrous. There's another lever over here that you can hit. The magazines hold 15. Like I said before, I carry it with 15 plus 1. While we're talking about the range, this is a lot of fun. This is advertised as a 30 or a 32 round. It's made by ProMag. It holds at least that much. I think it holds something like 33 or 34 if you really want to mash it down in there. Just off my head, I think it always held 2 more than what was advertised. This is a lot of fun at the range. Get these while you can. You might not be able to get these all the time. And if you have any questions about the reliability of these, this is the only manufacturer that I've shot the extended mags on, and again, it's a Pro Mag. I've had no problems with it. It doesn't malfunction. It functions exactly the way that the standard Ruger factory mag does, including holding open after the last round, which some people I've heard that, no, it didn't. Well, I mean, it does. The only real knock on this is going to be the thickness of it. This is why you don't want to conceal carry it. Um, not only is it thick, but there's stuff that protrudes out. The ambi safety decockers, they make this even wider. Um, unless you have no other choice, this is not something that you want to really carry around outside. Uh, while I have it here, you can see it's 3-dot sights. Front sight is fixed. I think you could probably, I think it's staked in there. I think you could probably get it out if you wanted to do night sights on this. The rear sight is dovetailed in. You can definitely remove it. It's also adjustable for windage. The fit and finish on this gun is really nice. Uh, things line up. The rails line up. There's just not a lot of friction holding it back. Technically, the manual calls it a 1911 style, and if you look inside, you can see why. It runs on metal rails. There's a lot of metal to it. It's a polymer frame. The polymer frame has some cuts in here to give you better grip, and you probably can't tell from my poor video, but there's a little bit of texturing or stippling all around the entire grip. Kind of like watermarks, if that makes any sense. Uh, you really don't even notice it. I don't know that it needs it. The firearm just sits it in your hand nice anyway. There's so little recoil that grip is not a problem. You have your slide catch and slide release here. This is also integral, your takedown pin. I don't know that there's a whole lot more to really talk about this firearm. It's pretty simple, pretty basic firearm, you know. I think that if you like the Glock, or if you want, I shouldn't say Glock, if you just want a nice quality firearm, you're usually looking at $500 or more. This firearm can stand up to any other firearm in its real world functionality, with the one exception that it is thick. So as a concealed carry or even a carry, it's thick, it's heavy. That's where it falls short. But that's the only place it falls short. And for the price, I think you're getting a heck of a lot of firearm here. The guy who was with me at the show when I bought it, when he saw the price, said, heck, why don't you just buy two and double fist the thing, man? Pull them both out, you know? Well, that's all for the movies, so not buying two of the same firearm just to pull them both out. But it's a fun firearm to shoot. It's fun at the range. It'll work for you. That's the bottom line. This gun will work for you at a price of around 250 bucks. If you can find this used, I wouldn't hesitate. Once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the Rums Living channel. If you have any questions, please let me know.